Hello, 7th grade scholars. I would like to review writing a précis with you as well as some lit terms. So you will have a quiz at the end here that's 12 points. It's going in your quiz section on Aspire about the things that I talk about right now. It's a review. You know all this stuff already. So please watch this video to the end and I'll give you a few little hints. The first hint is that everything in pink will be on your quiz. Okay, so let's start with stuff you already know. What is a précis? A précis is a concise summary of essential points, statements, or facts. A précis is a concise summary, not a paraphrasing. It's a summary. It's concise. So that's the French word for précis, or précis is a French word for precise or brief cut. So a summary, a concise summary of essential points, statements, and facts. It's a summary. So if you see anything that says paraphrasing, you know it's trying to trick you. So a concise summary. So précis, you need to know the definition of précis for one of the questions. You'll also need to know the definition of author's purpose. The overall reason for the text. What's the author's purpose? The overall reason for the text. Very different from the thesis. The thesis is the claim that the author or the speaker or whatever is making, the claim that that text is making. So the overall reason for the text is the author's purpose. And there are 5 basic purposes, 5 of them, and we've looked at them as PINED, P-I-N-E-D. P is persuade. So persuade is you're just trying to convince somebody, hey, do things my way. I want you to believe the way that I believe. Persuade. Writing meant to convince the audience. This will be one of the questions. Inform. Writing meant to explain. So inform is explaining something. I'm going to inform you or explain to you something. Narrate. A narrative is just a story. So, and to narrate is writing, or narrate is writing meant to tell a story. So narrate is story. Think of narratives. Entertain, writing meant to simply entertain. Ooh, cool. The definition has the word in it. Entertain is its basic purpose. Often these are funny, it'll make you laugh. Entertain, writing meant to simply entertain is its basic purpose. An author's purpose might just be to be funny. That's okay. That's great. We love those. In fact, we will be reading a story that is just to entertain. Describe, this is the 5th basic purpose of an author. Describe, writing meant to express a sensation or feeling. When you're describing something, you have descriptive writing, so it's provoking sensation or feeling in the reader. So describe. Make sure you know these before you go into your quiz. Make sure you know what an author's purpose is, the overall reason for the text, and what the definition of a précis is, a concise summary of essential points, statements, or facts. Okay, the next part of your quiz are the 4 sentences of the précis. So sentence 1 has 6 things. Sentence 1 has 6 things. You have to give all this information at the beginning. So you think 6 things at the very beginning. Then the pattern will have those 6 things. So you're going to want to know those 6 things. So you might look at this and think GTD, ACT, or you might think something with double T. However you need to remember this. I don't have a great acronym for it yet, but genre, title. So you need to know what the genre is, what's the title of the piece, what's the date, who wrote it, and who are they, what are their credentials, and then the thesis, or what's the claim that it's making. So those are the 6 things. If ever by chance on a quiz, something from sentence 3, like the author's purpose, was thrown in there, you know that that's wrong. So if the author's purpose is in the 6 things, you know author's purpose is for sentence 3. So that cannot be one of the 6 things. So note what the 6 things are for sentence 1. Sentence 1 has 6 things. Sentence 2 has supporting proofs. Typically it's around 3. It's a magical number, but it doesn't always have to be 3. So supporting proofs is sentence 2. So you're supporting what you said in sentence 1, or supporting what was said in the text in sentence 1, because this is just a, what are we calling this? A summary of essential points. All right, so sentence 3, author's purpose, and we know there are 5 author's purposes, and we came up here and already reviewed those. PINED, P-I-N-E-D, that'll help you remember the author's purpose. That's in sentence 3, and then sentence 4 is audience and tone. To whom are they speaking? And in what way? So audience and tone is sentence 4. I will have this attached at the bottom of this assignment, so this review, this little lesson, but it's just a review for you. And so take a look at this, make sure you're familiar with all the pink highlights before you jump into the quiz. 12 questions on the quiz. You should ace this. If you do not ace this, you will see an angry Mrs. Clayton. Just kidding. But I want to set you up to know this stuff for when you take your midterm, when you're writing in college, when you want to do a quick summary of something. This is a great type of writing to learn. So review these pink highlights and go ahead and take your quiz. That's all we've got for today is just a review. If you did not take you did not write your Précis for European Unity, my lesson walks you right through it. Just go through the lesson with me and copy what I'm writing. We would all write the same thing if we were in class together. So please don't feel like you're plagiarizing. Some of you have turned them in and you have created your own words and it's beautiful. That's fine too, as long as you feel comfortable with what you're doing. Some of you did a fantastic job making it in your own words. Some of you wrote exactly what I wrote, and that is fine. That is what I'm expecting. Get used to the pattern because next week or the week after spring break, you'll be writing your own. So you guys keep going. We only have today and tomorrow, and then we have a nice little break. Please get caught up before spring break so you're not trying to take the final for term 4 after spring break or during spring break. We don't want that. Get all caught up and then be all fresh and ready after spring break. We all deserve it. Okay, take your quiz. Good luck.